My young love said to me, my mother won't mind, and my father won't spite you for your lack of kind. And she stepped away from me, and this she did say, it will not be long, love, till our wedding day. She stepped away from me, and she moved through the fair, and fondly I watched her go here and go there, and she went her way homeward with one star away, as the swan in the evening moved over the lake.
Get out of my way!
You're always so angry.
Caledonia, get back here.
Hello there. I hope everyone can hear me and everyone can see me. It's been a long time since I've been on here, about 3 weeks or something like that, I think, since I've been here. I've missed you all. I don't know if you've missed me or not, but I've missed you. So, before I get to my little agenda that I have written, I'll click on a few of the hellos and a few of the wee messages. So before we even started, quite a while ago, we had Dougie Shaw in, who did us a wee mic test. Everything's working. Hello Dougie, hope you're still here. Rose, of course, put her notification on early, as you did. Then there was Hunter, Can Fly. These are all people that came in sort of well before the live stream had even started. Peter's asked a question there, which I'll get to just in a wee second. So, there you go. Thanks for doing the thumbs up, Peter. If everybody would like to give that wee thumbs up a click. We're sitting at 11 at the moment. I'd appreciate that. I've got 24 people in the chat. I've got 11 thumbs up. Doesn't quite add up. However, if you don't want to click it, don't click it. I'd appreciate it. John, there you go. Yeah. You all right out there? No reply. She said she's fine. She's messing about out there somewhere. I'm not as good as she is, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Right, hello Peter, you're here before the kick-off. Aye, that's good. Barry, lucky escape. Oh, I don't know about that. I'll be talking about that in a minute ago. Don't know if it was an escape or not. Right, Ozzy from Boise, Indiana, online. Good, hello there. Lynn, hello, how you doing? Kathleen, yeah, you made it for the start. Thomas, it's roasting here, absolutely roasting. I just turned my fan off before I hit go live because it's really loud, but I can feel the room starting to heat up tremendously already, so I might be turning it back on very soon. Right, Al, hello, how you doing? I'm back, yeah, I'm back, and hopefully I'll be here for an hour. We'll see how it goes. Mona Droner, hello, I love your name, Mona Droner. Right, and there's Rose actually here, she's in there, so everyone has to have a blessed evening, okay? 10 degrees centigrade in Perth. I thought Perth was always much warmer than the rest of the world, but it must be night time where you are. Maybe it's winter as well. I don't know. Right. So Dougie says you were down there at the loch on Thursday for your first flight and Thursday place was jumping. Did you have any trouble with any rangers or anything there, Dougie? Or did you get to fly without being accosted? And if you did get accosted, did you film it? The live stream's starting now. I'm hoping that you can hear me and see me there, Mark. So If you can't, I'm obviously doing something wrong, but hopefully you can. Can everybody see me and hear me, aye? I'm assuming you can. Hello, Big Sky. Hello, Caroline. Rab, how you doing, Bob? Says Rab. I'm doing alright, Bob. Bob, I'm doing alright, Rab. Not 100% yet, but we're getting there, right? Okay, get it on again. You don't need to melt. Oh, no. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll turn it on and you can let me know how loud. Is the mic picking it up really loud because it's really warm? You can see my face starting to go red already. So listen. So that's the fan on. Now, is that too loud? Is it taking away? I think it is. I think that's really loud, isn't it? Try turning it down to a better setting like that, okay? It's fine, okay, bearable. I've turned it down, so that should be alright. Oh, that is a relief. Right, Tom Dennison, hello Robert from Ottawa, Canada. Is it snowing in Canada? I don't know. Every time I see pictures of Canada, it's snowing. There you go, Mark, it's fine. Thanks very much for that. Okay, bearable, right, that's it, turned down, so... Oh, it's a bit better there. Right, okay, so hello everybody, right, that's me. I've got myself in the other screen and I'm 2 seconds behind and it's always disconcerting, so I'm just turning that off before we get started. Right, I have to get out more. I would love to get out more, but I'm still not fully recovered. In fact, I've been off work for 2 weeks now, and I'm phoning the doctor tomorrow again. I can't go back. I can only last a couple of hours when I get out of my bed before my head starts to drop and I get a pain in my back and it's like I just can't cope. So I get out as much as I can. I'm going to talk about that about getting out. If you watched the video that I posted, not the video that I posted earlier today, but the video that I posted, I think it was last Sunday maybe. I was intending to do a live stream last Sunday, but I went out on the Saturday to do a wee bit of filming, and I thought it was the one where I just sat in the car, and I thought I'll do the signal test from inside the car. It won't tax me too much. I'll be fine, and I can do the live stream on Sunday. Unfortunately, things didn't go as planned. When I did the first flight with Caledonia, my Mini 3 Pro, for those of you who don't know, everything was alright. She went out, lost signal, returned to home, everything was fine. And I also intended to do the same test with Lassie, my Mini 2, and I did the same test. Well, at least I attempted to do the same test. Things didn't go quite according to plan. Now, for those of you who haven't seen the video that I posted up at, I think it was about 1 o'clock to 2:30 or something like that this afternoon. It's only a 47-second video. I'm going to play it now for you so you can have a wee look at it, because I'm going to be talking a little bit about it and I want to make sure that everyone is up to speed on it. So I think it's right here, and let's see if we'll play that. So let's get Lassie up in the air. Oh, you're kidding me. No, it's no good. Okay, so I just took a bad one there. Took a tumble into that area and right in up to here, and it went completely submerged, so it's now full of water. How much I'm sinking in here, I think it's maybe time to put away the map, because it's not doing me any good just wandering about in circles. And I'm just focusing on getting to that power line. That's at least 4 feet deep. I'm an hour again. My energy is almost depleted. So that is a video. Oh, hello. So that's a video that I'm currently working on just now. It's a long edit, and I can only edit for a couple of hours a day at the moment, because after that, you know, the COVID hits me. It's still, the wee bugs are still obviously in my bloodstream, and anyway, enough of that. So I'm working on that video at the moment. It's going to be an epic video. I'll tell you what happened though. After Caledonia had returned, I then sent Lassie out, and I sent Lassie out flying to exactly the same place, over the same place, which I'm going to speak about in a minute as well, because it's a really interesting geographical location that I flew over that I didn't really know until afterwards. But anyway, I flew Lassie out to pretty much the same place. She lost signal and proceeded to auto return to home. But things didn't go quite as planned, because I seemed to be waiting for quite a while with the screen blank and the beep going and no sign of Lassie and no sign of the screen coming back on. So after about, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 minutes, I started to check through the settings, and I went to the return to home settings to discover that after the last firmware update, and this is something you may want to all check yourselves, after the last firmware update, it had reset all of my settings, and the return to home mode was now set to hover and not return to home. So there was Lassie with about 30% battery power hovering 2.5 kilometres away over, the place is called, now let me get it right, over Aird's Moss, which is a blanket bog, hovering there and not coming back. Now I tried to change the setting to return to home. Apparently you can't do that when the aircraft is in flight now. For some reason it wouldn't do that, or at least when you don't have a connection. And of course she lost connection, and that's why I expected a return to home. So I couldn't change the return to home to from hover to return to home. So there she was hovering. So you know me, I like a bit of a walk, even though I wasn't feeling 100%. I'm not going to abandon Lassie for a second time. I set out to walk over the what's it called again? The blanket bog, which I didn't know was a blanket bog at the time, to try and retrieve her at 2.5 miles, 2.5 kilometres away. So I walked for about half a kilometre through this blanket bog and realised that for every step forward I take, I'm taking 2 steps back. For every 2 steps forward I take, I'm taking 1 step back, and I'm getting nowhere fast. So I walked back to the car, and there was a little track that would take me a bit closer, maybe a kilometre closer to her. So I drove along that, and then I set out to walk the other 1.5 kilometres over the, what's it called again? The blanket bog. And in fact, let me just switch over to here. So it was Aird's Moss, right, which is a large area of moor in East Ayrshire, right? It's a protected area because of the extensive blanket bogs. Okay, and there's been some battles and things, and I wonder what is a blanket bog? Well, a blanket bog, apparently, also known as a featherbed bog, is an area, blah, blah, blah. You can look this up yourself. But what it basically means is that it was an area of the land that was pretty much floating on like bog, which apparently is up to 15 metres deep. Right? And it floats on it, so a lot of what you walk on is spongy, and even occasionally if it's very thin points, let me just get rid of that, at very thin parts on it, if you break through, you can go down into it, and I did that quite a few times. So that was my journey to, first of all, see if I could retrieve Lassie using the DJI Find My Drone app. Now, I recorded it all. I recorded as much of it as I could, first on my Pocket 2, which is the invisible Pocket 2, which ran out of battery, but then I switched over to my iPhone, which had a bit of battery power left in it. And there were quite a few, let's say, eventful things happened to me on that journey, which I have most of it recorded, and I'm creating a video of that to let you know whether I actually managed to retrieve Lassie or not. Now, what happened with it? Well, just before we get to that, let's have a look through the comments and I'll see if there's any questions anyone had just about that there, and I'll answer. Okay. Hope you're well. Right, droning around UK. Hope you're well. Thanks, Rob. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm getting there. I'm getting there slowly but surely. Daily shot of double malt. I've been trying to keep away from it. I had a couple of beers yesterday, and I had a beer today. I had a pizza for my teeth, and I had a beer with that. But it kind of sends me a bit woozy. I'm trying to stay away from the spirits, away for the golden nectar at the moment. You know, just because it's, I don't want to go to sleep and then not wake up. I know that's maybe been a bit dramatic, but you know. Hi Stevie, thanks. I am back, and hopefully I'll last the full hour. I think I should do. If I start to get tired and sleep, go to sleep. You can chat amongst yourselves. Right, Derek, I mentioned what I said earlier on. Oh, sorry, Derek, I must have, if you made a comment earlier on, I think I may have missed it. Right, Caroline says she spent the day yesterday in the open at the FPV Drone Fest. Despite drinking loads, I have just stayed indoors and drunk loads of water. Aye, water's a good thing to drink when it's weather like this, right? Hello, Graham. I, I'm not fully recovered. But I'm getting there. Jay's fully recovered. She's good as gold. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Okay, so I'm obviously not going to be out filming as much, and you've noticed that obviously because I've only been putting up a video once a week, I think, rather than like the 3 a week I was doing. I think that may continue for a wee while, just one video a week for a while until I'm recovered. But there you go. I know, Caroline, I couldn't believe it. I thought the default was return to home. I had no idea that the default was hover, and it's that. Who would want a default as hover? It's terrible, and it caught me completely unawares. But there's a lesson to be learned here, and the lesson is don't be like me. Don't be like me, Ollie. There's a lot of lessons to be learned there, and every time you do a firmware update, check through the settings that everything is the way you want it. I just assume, and you know, assume makes an ass out of you and me, right? It makes an ass out of me. I just assumed that everything was all right, and it wasn't, and it caused me a bit of hardship. And I'll speak about this wee thing in a minute. In a minute. Oh, Doogie, haha, keep marching on, right? Okay. Wasn't it a marsh as it thought? I thought it was a marsh, but it was a blanket bog. You know, this thing, this blanket bog, which is that's not the blanket bog it is there. It's actually that one near Moss. But if you watch the video that I haven't completed it yet. Obviously, I'm working on it. I'm hoping to have it completed for Friday coming. I don't know whether I will or not. It will depend on how much I can get done. And it's an epic tale. I think I may split it into two halves actually. The first half where I go out to try and recover Lassie, and the second half is my journey back to civilization from the middle of the middle of the blanket bog, which was quite an epic tale. I may split it into two, and I'm considering putting the second half onto just the members section only, because there's no drone footage involved in it at all. And I had my channel reviewed by vidIQ, just pure out of potluck. They drew me out of the hat and they gave me a review. So I'm trying to implement some of the advice that they gave me, and they say try not to put any videos up that aren't in your niche, which is about your drone. So if I follow that advice, the second part of the video that I'm creating at the moment has no drone footage in it at all. It's just about me basically trying to get back to civilization from being stuck in the middle of a blanket bog. So I may not put that in the main channel. What I may do is I may put it in the member channel only, and also if anyone wants to see it, they can just email me and I'll send them a link so that they can see it too. I'm still considering it. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do about that anyway. So right, just before I talk about this, let me just go through it. Gerard McGlinchey. I have to say your name every time I see it because I just love that name, McGlinchey. Thanks. I am back, and hopefully that will be me back on a regular weekly basis. I'm hoping. Yeah, Dan, you're right. I didn't check it, but I think I can be an idiot, as you all know, a lot of the times, and it's probably something that I should do. I keep telling everyone that they should tune into Nobby Green's channel and also Gavin HR's channel, who regularly do firmware update videos where they go through every part of the did I say video updates? I meant firmware updates. They go through every part of the firmware updates and they check it to make sure that everything is tickety-boo. I usually watch them, but haven't really been watching much at all, to be honest with you. And I certainly didn't follow either of their advice, which I should have. And I've been doing the firmware updates as DJI has been asking me to, and then not checking, and going out to fly after a firmware update without checking, especially if you're flying, a distance out over I keep forgetting what it's called, over a blanket bog without checking your settings. That's pretty stupid, and that's what I was, pretty stupid. So although it's not you don't expect that to to revert to hover as your RTH. It does, so there you go. Right, don't know what that is. Right, Saffron Games, how you doing? Okay, you're probably having a wee chat yourselves there, that's fine. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying there, Al. You can make yourself check this and run through it every update. Aye, you probably should. I tend to always have been the type of person that just says, give me my drone, I'm going out to fly, and I just go out and fly. And up until now, I haven't had any problems. Well, apart from the problems that have been documented on my videos, I normally just I've been quite lucky and I get away with a lot of things, but this time I didn't get away with it. And okay, well, let's talk about now what I didn't get away with. So at one point on the journey, my Pocket 2, my mini Pocket 2, which is a camera I was using to record the Odyssey, had run out of battery, and my iPhone was very, very low. So I had it on here, on charge to charge it up. So this is switched on, and it was charging up my phone. And as I was walking along and I was talking to the phone, or talking to the camera, I must have stood on a thin part of the bog, because the ground split. I went down, and this was in my hand, and this went right under, completely submerged. Now I pulled it up as quick as I could, but I had to throw it forward and scramble up, and really, it was almost like being in a swamp, quicksand. I was sinking back in. It was pulling me back in. And I've now discovered that it can be 15 metres deep. So it was pulling me back in, so I had to throw that and really scramble to pull myself with both hands up. And I wasn't feeling well. And I was really out of energy. But I managed to get out. But of course, this thing was absolutely soaked. So it was turned on at the time. That was the problem. So I immediately turned it off. And when I eventually got home, I sat it out to dry. And I sat it on a window ledge that got a lot of sun, and I turned it from here to here every, 6 hours, and made sure that, to the best of my ability, it was dried out. So after 3 days, I then stuck it on, fully charged it up, and here's the result now. So this is what happens now. 4 lights, but that's it. It won't. There's no way I can't actually turn it on. So it's kaput. It's not kaput. I mean, it could probably be repaired, and it's probably something quite simple. But I know opening these up is a nightmare, and I may have to change a few components, like buy new batteries for it or whatever, and there's maybe capacitors or things have been ruined. I don't know. So what I think I'm probably going to do is, I've had a look on eBay, and there's about half a dozen of these for sale for about £60. They're all second hand, about 60 quid. So I think in a couple of weeks' time, I'll get a replacement for it, because without this, Lassie is grounded. If I manage to recover Lassie. I won't say whether I did or not. I'll wait till the video comes out. But if I managed to if I had recovered Lassie, she would be grounded without this anyway. So that would be a waste of a drone. So I think in a couple of weeks' time, when I've gathered enough cash, I'll go and buy one of those second-hand ones, and that'll allow me, if I recovered Lassie, to get her back up in the air. I'm giving an awful lot away here. I'm not being very cryptic, am I? Right. Okay, before I move on to the next part of my agenda, I'll have a wee look through your comments and see if there's anything that I need to say. There, Rab says, we're all idiots at times. My wife says my mental age is 5 3/4. You know something, Rab? I think as we gentlemen grow in age, our mental age recedes. I find myself reverting back to primary school age too, which is quite good fun actually. I quite enjoy it. You like Ed? I know. I've been the same. I've always been a bit of a thrill seeker. When I was younger, I was a nutcase, and did things that would just, take your breath away at my utter stupidity at doing things, and how I survived some of these crazy things that I used to do. I still don't know. and I still do stupid things, but as I get older, I realise that I shouldn't be doing them, but I'm too stupid to stop myself from doing them. Right, I Scott, yeah, absolutely. I'll just, if you're not quite sure what Scott's saying there, let me reiterate. The video that I'm making just now is going to be long, and when I say long, I'm talking about it's maybe going to be about an hour and a half, right? About an hour and a half. So I may split that into two videos. The first video has drone footage, because it's very similar to the video that I did when I was testing the signal strength of the Mini 3 from inside the car. Well, I did the same with my Mini 2 Lassie. So the first part of the video has drone footage in it, and it has me going out to try and retrieve her from her hover position. But the second part of the video, which I haven't got to yet, I'm still putting together, but the second part of it has no drone footage. Obviously, it has no drone footage in it. It's really about me trying to get back from being stuck in the middle of the blanket bog back to civilization, and that was harrowing. And there was a few times I wasn't sure if I was actually going to make it. Honestly, I wasn't sure if I was going to make it back alive. And my wife says I'm just being dramatic, but at the time, I wasn't being dramatic. So anyway. So what I think I may do is instead of putting out a 90-minute video, which is just crazy, don't even know if you can put a video that size out in YouTube, I think I'll split it into two 45-minute videos. And because the second part won't have any drone footage in it, I don't really want to put videos up on the main channel without drone footage, as I have been advised not to do by the vidIQ team. So I may put it on the members only section, and then if anyone else wants to see it, they can email me and I'll give you a personal private link so you can watch it. I think that's what I'm going to do, and that's what Scott's referring to. I haven't decided completely yet what I'm going to do with this, but I'll be doing something anyway, because I think it's worth watching to see the length that some crazy drone operators will go to attempt to retrieve their drone. So anyway, so that's what that's all about. Right, Gerard is asking, when you fly manual settings and use filters, do you set your white balance manually? Gerard, I try to remember to do that. Sometimes I forget. If my memory is correct, I will set my white balance manually, but sometimes I forget. And I don't realise until after I get home and look at the footage, think, oh, you idiot, you forgot to set your white balance manually. So normally I would, if I remember to, I would. Right. Dougie, how you doing? Okay, nice to see you here. You're late, but listen, pal, you haven't missed anything. All you've missed is an idiot waffling a lot of nonsense. Okay, that's what happens every Sunday night for an hour, or as much of an hour as I can at the moment, And I'll get better as time goes on. I'm pretty sure of it. I hope it isn't long COVID I've got. I've heard that can be really bad. Anyway, so right. Oh, Derek says don't buy another. Read my previous. Right. I'll have a look through the comments after the live stream's finished, Derek. Maybe tomorrow I'll have a look through and see what you're saying. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, Thomas is saying, can you fly Lassie with the RC that came with the Mini 3 Pro? You can't, Thomas. I think the reason is that, well, one of the reasons, and I'm not a too technical person, but I think one of the reasons is that the Mini 3 Pro is OcuSync 3, and the Mini 3 controller is OcuSync 3, whereas the Mini 2 is only OcuSync 2. And I believe the controller is OcuSync 2. You can fly them. Let me just get rid of that. You can fly the Mini 3 Pro using this one, as you know. I've done that, and I've got videos up there of me doing it. But you can't fly the Mini 2 with the other one. I wish you could, because if you could, and I had managed to retrieve Lassie, there would be no problems. But no, you can't. So there you go. And there you go. It would be good if DJ brought an update to do that. It would be fantastic, but I don't think it's possible, because it's more than an update. It would need its hardware, I believe. Excuse me. It's because of OcuSync 3. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Let me see her name. Kamikaze Chaos. Got it there then. Kamikaze Chaos. Yes, I did have COVID. My wife and I both had COVID. She had it, and then a week later I caught it. And it hit us both really bad. My wife has since recovered and she's doing fine now, but it's lingering with me. I think I'm a lot older than my wife, and because she's young, I think she recovered fast, or certainly faster than I did. It's just, I'm an old guy and it's maybe taking me a bit longer to recover, but I'm getting there. So don't worry about it. Not that you're worrying about it. Yeah, Ed, I was I think it's on a Thursday night, vidIQ. I don't know if you've heard them. The vidIQ team, it's a live stream where they review YouTube channels, and what you do is you can fill in a form and put down whether you're a gaming channel or a non-gaming channel, and then they've got this thing, this animated thing that grabs out a number at random, and if it's your number that you filled in the form, they'll review your channel. And there was over 1,000, about 1,200 people had put their thing in, and I get pulled out. I couldn't believe it. I actually get pulled out, and they did a review. All they do is they have a quick look at your the front of your channel and give you some advice. So they gave me some advice on my thumbnails. They said try to develop a brand, a look to your thumbnails so that they're all similar, and they told me which ones that they liked and which ones that they didn't like, and they told me which ones they thought were eye-catching, and I should use that. And they also told me that I had quite a few videos on there. If you remember, I had a video of my band playing at a festival, I had a video of me playing guitar, and they told me don't do that, don't have random videos on there. It'll only hurt your channel. Make sure that you stick with your niche and you're only putting up videos of that niche, so that, because people subscribe to your channel for a reason, they want to watch a particular type of content, and if you start putting other content up there, they're like, I didn't come here for this, and they'll be out of there. So I'm trying to kind of implement some of that advice they gave me, because these guys have got over 1 million subscribers, and they get 1 billion views on all of their videos, so they know what they're talking about. And I do want to grow my channel, because since this COVID happened to me, I'm seriously thinking about maybe retiring from my work at the end of the year. So my wage, I'll lose my wage then. I've got a small pension though. So I do want to grow the channel and that'll maybe counteract some of the money that I'll lose. Anyway, I'm talking nonsense again, sorry about that. Right, where are we? Right, Caroline's got an idea. Just put the second half link in the notes. People can follow it if they want to. Okay. Right, aye, that's a good idea, Caroline. I never thought of that. Aye. Yes, I'll certainly have a think of that. Never thought of that. Thanks very much. I like that. I think Jenny's a return to home for Robert. Actually, the second part of the video, there was an RTH along those lines that happened, and I instigated that return to home. But if you watch the second part of the video, if I put a link up like Caroline has suggested, you'll get to see that. Paul's new here. Hello Paul, how are you doing? You love my videos. Thanks very much, Paul. I hope you stick around and see. The videos are not going to be coming as frequently as they have been. I was doing, I think, 3 videos. I was doing a Sunday video, a Wednesday video, and a Friday video, and then a live stream. I'm not going to be going as hard as that for the next while anyway. I'll probably be doing 1 video a week and my live stream too, until I'm better. But thanks for coming along, Paul. I hope you enjoy my catalogue of videos. I think I've got over 200 videos on my channel now, which is, it's not bad for just over a year and a half. Fish Diaries, god damn it, late again. Hope you feel better. Did you recover your drone? I'm not telling you, right? You'll find out maybe on Friday if I manage to get this video all together. You'll see, you'll not have heard the story, but you can watch back the first half of this live stream and find out exactly what happened. I went over what happened and why this thing became became a possible hunk of, oh, I pressed the wrong button, became a possible hunk of junk that doesn't work anymore. But whether I managed to retrieve Lassie or not, I wouldn't be answering that just now. I think most people will probably know the answer, but you'll you'll find out if I manage to get it all done on Friday. Right, here we go. Gerard is asking, someone asked me, is it safe to charge Mini 2 batteries in the car? Aye, it's safe, Gerard, but it's going to take you forever. I've tried it, and it's just, it'll take you days and days and days. Don't even bother. And I mean, maybe you've got a bigger, better car than me, or a bigger, better battery than me. I don't know. But I tried it, and I was flying Lassie. It was a while back, and when she came in, the battery was not critical. The battery was low. Brought her in, took the battery out, stuck it in the charger, plugged it into the car to charge while I flew her with the other two batteries. Now I got another. Aaron, thanks very much for the sub. I got another 2 flights, 2 full battery flights, and messed about a little bit. So it was about maybe an hour later, went back, and it was still flashing on like the first wee LED. I'm losing my words. This COVID affects your brain. It was still flashing on the first LED, so it'll take you absolutely ages, Gerard. I wouldn't even bother. Maybe instead of that, buy yourself one of those quite a powerful, wee pack, and charge them up on that. Maybe it's something that's at least 18,000 watts or whatever it is, or whatever the hell they are. A big one of those, that'll maybe work a lot faster. I think it probably will. Right, John's gone to Blackpool. Lucky for you. Hey, John, we've got a hotel that we booked and paid for before the first lockdown. That was like 2.5 years ago. We've still got it, and we phoned them up and said we can't come because we're all locked down now. Can we get our money back? And they said no, we don't give refunds, but what we'll do is we'll put your name in the wee book, and you can come at a later date. So it's 2.5 years ago, but we've still got that place in Blackpool to come to. So we're not coming anytime soon, but you never know. Reckless says he'll fix. Well, listen, I'm probably going to buy a second-hand one, or listen to hear what Derek says, and then see. And I don't know what I'll maybe do. Is I don't know. I haven't even really thought about what I would do there. So there's a wee answer for you, Gerald. I charge mine in the car. Siggy charger can charge 2 batteries sometimes. So there you go. Maybe Can Fly gets a faster charge than I do. It didn't seem much use to me. It was going to take too long. I suppose if you were going on a long drive and you wanted to charge something, maybe that might work. But it still seems like a while. Lassie has survived. You're too cheery, Robert. Yeah, maybe Stevie. Maybe no. We'll see. You'll see on Friday whether she survived or not. There you go. Caroline said she got one high-powered USB adapters, so you can do it. I think doing it directly off of the cigarette lighter thing, it would just take far too long. But if you can get an adapter and do it, then that's fine. Right, I've got a couple other wee agenda items I'm gonna speak about now. Right, there's Steve away for a pint. Good luck, mate. Right, wish it was me, but there you go. Right, Del. I'm feeling better. No, 100%, but I'm okay. Right, so I just wanted to mention that I'm sure a lot of you follow Sean Hickey on Geek Savannah. I do. I'm a subscriber and I follow his channel. I don't know Sean, but I like what he does, and he's always got some interesting stuff from a legal point of view and things like that. Well, I don't know if he recently did a video on auditors, right? It's becoming a thing at the moment. There's a kickback against a lot of the auditor, or should I say frauditor channels, that I've noticed since I did mine, my little skit. There's a lot of sort of kickback against them now, and there's a lot of things happening. Well, Sean from Geek Savannah did a video about it, and he actually contacted a few of the auditors or frauditors before when he was doing his research, and he just kind of asked them up front, why do you do what you do, and he said, I want you to be honest with me, and let me know that, and I won't tell you what he said or what they said, but it was interesting. So if you fancy going along, Sean doesn't know me from Adam, and I don't know him, but it's quite an interesting video, and I just think that there are going to be more videos like this about the auditing channel, because people are very concerned. Drone flyers are very concerned that because most of these fraudsters are now using drones, that it's going to take away a lot of the where we can fly. There's going to be new legislation brought in and other problems. So people are starting to kick back a little bit in it. So it might be interesting if you popped along there. If you do, say hello. Say I sent you in the comments. Sean might give me a wave. I don't know. Anyway, I just that was a wee agenda point. I thought while I was watching his stuff last night, I thought I'll mention that because it's interesting about the rise of the anti-frauditor or auditor videos that are coming up now. You go 2 videos, Sean's opinion and a live stream. Aye, yeah, he does a video which it lasts, I don't know, 12 minutes or something like that. Then he does a live stream which is just over an hour, and I watched them both. Aye, very, very interesting. I couldn't comment on the live stream because I was actually watching it on the TV when I was in bed, and although I could see the comments coming up, I couldn't comment myself. But aye, very, very interesting. And he was regularly saying, auditors gain money from reactions. They will force more rules in his drone. That's the big worry, and that's what Sean was. That was the reason that he made this. He wanted to concentrate only on the drone side of the auditing channels. He said that, I don't really want to say what he said, you can watch it for yourself, but really he was saying that he doesn't want to comment on what other creators are making. It's up to them what they make. They can make whatever they like. He said, but he will comment on the drone aspect of it because there is a possibility, like I said, there's a possibility that because of the way that they use their drones, and they don't know the law. They think they do, and they spout off the law, and it's wrong a lot of the times. And a lot of people that watch these videos think, oh well, they know what they're talking about because they've given this paragraph and that paragraph. They really don't know what they're talking about half the time. So, you know, Sean was making a good point about that, and his worry was the same as mine, that we may get some of our freedoms taken away because of these auditors, who are just doing it exactly as you say, Rick Law. They're just doing it to gain money from reactions. I mean, they don't just go up and fly around the site because they claim that they want to show the lovely site to people, because they before they do that, they go into the place and say, I'm going to fly a drone over your place to get the reaction. Now, if they were only interested in the drone footage, they would just fly the drone. They wouldn't go in and tell them they're going to fly the drone. So, anyway, so pop over to, if you haven't seen it, pop over to Geeks Fana and watch it. It's quite interesting. Or don't. I'm not telling anybody what to do. I'm just saying. Right, okay. And talking about that, I think my last live stream was 3 weeks ago. I think it was 3 weeks ago, yeah. I did mention that I had started a new channel. This was like eight months ago. I think about it, maybe even longer than that. Maybe a year ago, I can't remember. But at least 8 months ago, I had started a new channel. It was called Audit Idiot. It was called Audit Reaction. And it was... the whole concept of it was I was going to do it. It was a reaction channel where I would play a lot of the auditor videos and react to them. Like, you know what a reaction video is. So I'd be in the corner of the screen reacting to the videos. Now, I think I made about 9 videos. And I set the channel up and I actually announced it, and I got it within 10 minutes. I had like 300 subscribers, and it was all subscribers from this channel who joined. But before I published any of the videos, I put out the videos to some of my subscribers that have been here the longest, and asked for their opinion on it, and they came back and said, "Oh, we don't like you in it. Your personality's mean. You're being a bit mean, and we don't like it. We don't think it suits your personality." So I took that on board, and I decided not to publish. I said 3 weeks ago that I was thinking about putting those videos up on the members only section of the channel. I've decided not to do that, and the reason I'm not doing that is because I've had quite a few an increase in members recently, quite a few of them, which I think, and I've had a lot of threats of not just doxing, but threats of violence from some of the frauditors and their friends. And I think the membership may have been infiltrated by a few of those, and because they want to see these videos. So I'm not going to put them up in the members channel. But what I will do is, if anyone wants to see some or maybe even all of those videos that I made, they're sitting there, I've still got them, then email me. If you email me, I'll contact you, we'll have a dialogue, a conversation, and if I trust that you are not a frauditor who wants some inside info, then I'll send you a link and you can watch the videos. How's that? Does that sound fair? Because I may one day open up the channel, and put the videos up, but at the moment I'm not going to do that. Well, I can hear a wee baby outside crying. Or who tells that? So anyway, so that was just a follow up on what I said a few weeks ago. I didn't want to leave that one hanging in case anyone was waiting. And here's another thing about the members of the channel. Thanks very much for sticking with me. I know I haven't put anything up in the members side of the channel for at least 3 weeks now. I've had enough trouble just trying to get something up on the main channel. So thanks very much for sticking with me. I'm getting there, and I will get back to putting some videos, some background information, some personal stuff, and some other stuff up on the member side of the channel very soon. So thanks very much for sticking with me. I really appreciate it. Right, Dougie says, I wish I used your suggestion and played Led Zepp. Aye, absolutely. I was actually just thinking about that today. In fact, I wrote a comment today. Someone had... There's quite a lot of people... I don't know if you read all of the comments and the comments to the comments and the sub-comments and all of that on my channel. I do. I read them all and I reply to almost everyone that I can. I reply to. There have been so many comments that have said that there is software available that allows you to mute the music in YouTube videos. Yeah, I know there is. But it will, if you use my method, and that means that you are just playing music while the auditor is talking and trying to have a confrontation with someone, then that music can't be muted. It can be muted, but it means it will also mute all of the audio. So all of these commenters who are saying you've got software to take out the music videos, it will not work for this particular method. It won't work. So the way to combat a frauditor, once again, is just to play some music by Led Zepp, Eagles, or Disney. Disney's the best. Imagine you played Let It Go, Let It Go. What? I'm not going to sing it, or this will get copyright claimed, because Disney will see if you even whistle a Disney tune or sing a couple of lines from a Disney song, they will copyright claim your video. And I know this because I had a video with one of my friends, Shannon, who sang a part of the song from the movie Brave, which was a Pixar movie, a Disney movie, and it was copyright claimed. So I know that even if you have someone whistling or singing a Disney tune in the video, it gets copyright claimed. So if a fraud ever approaches you and you don't have any music, just start singing Let It Go from Frozen and boom, copyright claimed. Anyway, I think I've spoken that one to absolute death. Right, I'll be there. There you go. I'm on Facebook Messenger, Windswept Robert. I'm also on Insta, but I don't use it often. I've got Twitter as well. I've got TikTok. I think I've got them all of the more adulty ones. Well, I don't know if TikTok and Insta are very... I don't know, like Snapchat and all the wee kiddie ones. But I've got all of those, and it's Windswept Robert on them all. So I just message me and I can have a chat with you if you really want to see these videos that I made a while 8 months ago. I'm happy to let you see them if I'm convinced that you are not a frauditor. Oh, and there's a wee thing, Graham. You can't see it here when I put it up on the screen, but if you look in the chat where Graham has he's made this comment, you'll see he's got a wee icon that's a drone. I can't see what colour that is you've got there, Graham, but if you remember, you get that you get that icon on your name in the chat, and for every month that goes past, it changes colour. You get an upgrade of a drone, you know. So anyone who types in has got that little drone icon there, it means they're a member of the channel. All right. Many other options for copyright strikes on the edit channels. Somebody did mention, I don't know how true this is. Well, it is true. The other way to go about it is to, if you are the victim of a frauditor at your work or anywhere else, then you can, and they post up on YouTube, you can contact YouTube and tell them that your face, your identity has been compromised because your image has been put on YouTube and against your wishes, and you wish the video to be taken down. And they will take it down, but you have to then prove that you can be identified from the image that was shown. So there has to be a bit more than just your image. But if it's your image at your place of work, then that's probably enough. But there's a whole procedure and you have to go through quite a lot of hoops to get there. And most people, first of all, don't know that they can do that. Second of all, don't know how to do that. And third of all, don't want the stress and the hassle of having to do that. And the frauditors know this, and that's why they'll just go and film anyone they want to, knowing that the chances of that person actually contacting YouTube to have their taken down are almost nil. But you can do it. It can be done. Whether you would want to do it or not, it's much simpler just to start whistling a Disney tune or start singing a Disney song or playing a bit of Led Zepp or Eagles or Taylor Swift or whatever, and that way it will get copyright claimed. And if the frauditors stop making money, they'll stop doing it. Maybe, who knows. Right, that's everything I've got on my agenda. So if there's any questions anyone has, apart from, did you manage to retrieve Lassie? Because I'm not going to answer that one. Right. I don't know if that was someone else apologising. Oh, is it for my coughing maybe? Right. Okay. Yeah, it's still, I don't like to cough. It's a bit rude. John said, send me a link, but I'll take all your footage. Okay, John, I'll work on that. I'll get to it, okay. Derek says, my comment was, do what you're doing. It's okay. Do what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing, but anyway. There you go. You're maybe talking to somebody else. I've probably lost a lot of the comments. Albie for the air says, still waiting on a video. Don't know what video you're waiting on. I'll go back and I'll review all the comments here, because I kind of lose track. I'm trying to do a lot of things at the same time here. As if any of you have ever tried a live stream, you'll know. I mean, I'm a one-man show and I'm doing everything all at one time, and it's quite a complicated setup. Anyway, right, will you watch Drone Seekers tonight? I don't know, Gerard. I'm really tired already. I am. You can probably tell. And I don't know. I don't think I will tonight, to be honest with you. I don't even know who's on or what the subject is. I probably won't. I'll probably just go and grab a wee bit of supper and head to bed, I think. Oh, hello. I think my last comment was held due to mention that was it? I don't... Carolina, if it was, I didn't get a message that it was held. Maybe you saw that or not. I don't know. Oh, hold on, there you go. Peter, if you says, this is a long way back, he said this, I've missed an awful lot of the comments, sorry about that again. If you take that advice, will it mean no more William Topaz McGonagall? You know, Peter, I really enjoyed doing the poetry. I've done some Burns poetry a way back in the beginning, but at least I did that at the end of a drone flight that I was flying over a cairn that was raised for one of Burns's best friends. So it was kind of appropriate there. The McGonagall poetry that I did was just me sitting there reciting McGonagall poetry. It wasn't really related to any droning, and it really wasn't part of a niche. But if I find myself up at the Bridge of Tay doing a bit of filming, I may well recite the Bridge of Tay by William Topaz McGonagall while I'm up there. So I think from now on, any poetry or anything like that will have to be included in a video that has drone footage in it, and that way the people who are here for drone stuff, which is, I assume, almost everyone, will get what they want, and then if they don't want to hear the poetry at the end, they can click off and disappear. And the ones who do want to hear a little bit of Burns or a little bit of McGonagall can hang on the extra minute or two and hear it. And I think that's the way I'll go about it in future. You know, it makes sense to me. Graham, thanks very much for the super chat there. Really appreciate that. And you know where that'll be going. It'll be going straight towards the replacement here. I've already got about half a dozen or so I'm looking at on eBay, and that's where it will be going. So thanks very much. I really appreciate that. Right, I think that we've only got 5 or 6 minutes, but listen, folks, if you don't mind, I'm going to wrap it up just a wee bit early tonight. I can feel my voice starting to go a little bit, and I'm getting really tired. So I am going to finish a bit early tonight, and I don't like to do that, but you know, next week I'll be back next week, and I'll try and last right through to 8 o'clock. And my plan is to get the video, the big video, at least the first half of it, out on Friday. I'm hoping for Friday. If not Friday, I'll try for Saturday or Sunday. So watch out for that one. It's going to be a long video. It's going to be, the whole thing will be about 90 minutes, but if I split it into two, it'll be two 45-minute videos. So watch out for that. So thanks very much for tuning in to me. I appreciate it. Dougie, thanks very much for that. That super chat is going straight towards this as well. That's me, a fifth of the way there already. So thanks very much. Really appreciate that. That's me almost getting there. And if I do get there sooner than a couple of weeks, I'll have Lassie back up. So thanks very much everyone for tuning in, and I'll see you all next week. Tatty bye the new.
Get out of my way.
You're always so angry.
Caledonia, get back here.